Happy Thursday, everyone. Thank you for joining us for this very unique career spotlight. I'm Laura Torres from Careers. And guess what? I have a very special guest. Oh my God. My first let me ask you, where are you watching? If you are supporting, please be sure that you put your comments, your questions, and most importantly, send us your shout outs all the way from your community, because we want to know, we want to be able to connect with you after this segment and come back and say thank you for watching and supporting. But let me tell you, what do I have for you guys, team? Oh my God, Spouseforce community. I have a very special guest who is going to tell us all about her very unique career trajectory. And we have a special breaking news too that she's going to share towards the end of this segment about her unique careers. But first, let's just stop talking, Laura, and tell us, who do we have here today? We have Jennifer Bond. Jennifer, welcome to Unique Career Spotlight. How are you doing?
Thank you, Laura. I'm doing great. Yay, it's so good to be here. Thank you so much.
Thank you for agreeing to do this for us, and for being here with our community, for being a very engaging member, but most importantly, for taking the next step, which is sharing your story and telling us all about your unique career trajectory and how you got here. So tell us all about your career journey. Who is
Okay.
Jennifer Bond, and what do you currently do? What is your unique career?
All right. Well, I have a bachelor's in journalism, and then I went on to get a master's in social work. But then I got married, and well, I was a director of a crisis pregnancy center after I got my master's, and that was really great because I love working with women and women in crisis. And then I had my first daughter, and so I stopped working, and then we joined the military, and we moved all over. And so during that time, we had another daughter, and we then decided to homeschool. So I've been homeschooling my two daughters for the last 18 years, I think. So
Oh,
I homeschooled them all through K through 12, and now they're in college. And so I found myself wanting to re-enter the workforce, but I've been out of the workforce for so long. So I worked with you, Laura, and I took a LinkedIn class that Spouseforce Boost Our Careers offered. And I got my LinkedIn profile going, and I updated my resume, and then I found a job. I wanted a remote job, and I found a remote job, and I and I can't believe it, but I actually did. And so I want to give hope to all those military spouses that if I can do it, they can do it. I've been out of the workforce forever. I felt like I was behind the eight ball, in that regard, but you can do it if you really want to. So
fabulous. So you started, I mean, so you've been, I mean, you're a professional. You've been a home educator for the longest time, right?
yeah.
Supporting your kids. So
Mhm.
you didn't completely, your career didn't completely like drop off and into out there in the nowhere. You continue to stay up to date, because homeschooling is hard, and
Yeah.
homeschooling is hard. It's like one of the toughest jobs out there. I mean, being a mom, of course, but being in charge of your child's education, having to pick through all of their ins and out best practices, and mirroring the education system that you want for them and all of that, that's hard. But you also then very proactively took that the experience and then went on to engage into resource finding, solutions for you. You obviously landed into our community, so thank you for that. And then you very proactively now started looking for work, and you landed a really awesome part-time career that fits with your lifestyle. What is it? What are you going to do? Tell us.
I did. It was great. And also just to circle back for a minute, I mean, with homeschooling too was an extra challenge being in the military because now we moved every 2 years. So then it was reestablishing friends and all of that. So that was a real challenge, but exciting at the same time. But yeah, so now I am working for a company that, like I said, is remote. And basically, it's a company that does a lot of text. It's a company where you can sign up to different plans. So you can choose the meal plan. It's for people that have goals for different areas in their life, such as if they want to lose weight or they want to exercise or they want to work on meal prepping or yoga. And depending on what track they sign up for, then they choose the track they want, and then my job is to encourage them. So I send messages through the computer, but they get it as text. It's a new startup company that just started like 2 years ago, and so they were looking for people like me that can work remote, have flexibility. It's a part-time job, and so I send them encouraging messages to keep going with their goals, to check in with them, see how they're doing. And it's a great fit because I have a social work background and in counseling. So I love to encourage people. And so this is an awesome way to use those skills that I have. And I love it. And the fact that it's remote too, so I can do it anywhere. And it fits my schedule and my lifestyle.
Wonderful. And I was going to ask you, but I'm glad that you share with us how, this was a good fit because you get to utilize your background that
Hmm.
you kind of put to on a just in a long nap, sort of,
Yes.
right? Although I'm imagining that you did use your background, your social work for your kids to advocate for education, for best practices and
Correct.
whatnot. But now you actually get to really utilize it through this part-time career that you do remotely because now the coaching you comes out and in the
Yeah.
social work in you comes out and you want to encourage people to make best decisions, to stay motivated, to stay engaged in their life goals. And what a great way for you to actually really re-engage into employment opportunities. So what incredible. What is it that you like so far about this specific role, be it besides being flexible, remote, and you can take it with you anywhere?
Well, that's a good question, Laura. I think I really like that it's a really nice sense of community. I didn't realize that you could still have such a good, strong sense of community working online with other people because I've never done it before. I was so old school with homeschooling. We usually used books. We had a few video courses as they got older, my kids, but so I've learned so much. I mean, I never knew anything about Slack or Notion or any of those platforms. And so it's been really neat to just re-engage with the workforce and to update my skills and to be able to feel like, I'm back in the game, so to speak. And it's a really fun company and they're really fun people. So I enjoy it.
Wonderful. So, what tips, tricks that you will share for other military spouses who might be in the same sort of a family lifestyle format, and then now the kids are bigger, you can actually engage in full time or more part time work? Because I'll be honest with you too, and for everyone out there, I also engage in full committed work after my kids were more grown in a certain age, when I didn't have to pay for childcare anymore, when I didn't have to worry about the pickup and the drop off anymore, hours, because those specific sort of commitments didn't fit with my husband's obviously active duty lifestyle, but
Mhm.
also it didn't fit with my specific work commitments because all the jobs that I would find out there in person in the area required me to either be there super early before they could actually be dropped
Right.
off or after school, and then I would have to be myself challenging with all those things. So the fact that you engage at home and did all these with your kids, um, and now a lot of spouses also re-engaging into their workforce. What tips, tricks would you be able to share with some of them that might feel like completely outdated or being challenged by some of the new technology gadgets that you constantly get? Things go so fast nowadays.
Yes, well, I think number 1, to really to if you to connect with the career specialist at your base. That's one of the first things I did. So I connected with the, organization at the base that I lived and got in contact with the woman that helped spouses find careers, and she really, I mean, we would meet one-on-one, and she would help me to, start with my resume and really to think about all the things I did that I didn't get paid for, but still were really good skills that I learned. So I would say that would be the first tip. The second tip is to really utilize Spouseforce, Blue Star Careers.
Thank you. And we didn't pay you for that,
No,
okay? We
you're
didn't
gonna
pay for
yeah, this
that
is
PA.
unsolicited, and really my tip is listen to Laura because, I mean, I found it so helpful, the Facebook group that you, run and also the LinkedIn, workshop that you provided, and the virtual workshop that I took and that you ran was so incredibly helpful, and I didn't realize, not being in the workforce for so long, didn't realize the importance of LinkedIn and how, networking and the importance of networking. So, making a profile and going through the workshop that you led was just awesome. And it was very motivating. And I think the third tip I would say is to have a positive mindset, to surround yourself with positive people and to say, you can do this. You can do it. You can get back in the workforce. You might feel like behind the eight balls with technology and things, but that doesn't mean you can't learn it. Just keep persevering and you will get there. So I think, and just really also one thing I think too, I want to encourage moms that are stay-at-home moms that aren't working or maybe homeschooling like me, don't, I mean, not don't, but what I would say is get involved even on Facebook with a group that's, like Spouseforce, because you never know when you could find something that you could do at home, and that you could do part-time, even though you're homeschooling or you're busy with your husband or you're moving, that could be really fulfilling for you. So don't count it out just because you're home and not working right now in the season. So try to stay up to date with your resume and your work experience. That's what
Thank you. Thank you for that. And thank you for the shout out for sponsors, of course, and that is key right there. You gave us some really key tips and tricks for military spouses to really utilize. And that is, one of the things that is crucial is what I call be career ready. You
Mm,
going and with the individual from your base, utilizing your local resources, utilizing the more me time, one-on-one and trying to
yes,
identify what is my next mission now? What do I do? Having those one-on-one in-person sessions is key to identify where you want to move on to the next level. But and having those, and then of course, because when the opportunity for you to utilize and to apply for this part-time role that came through, you're getting back in the workforce, but not fully completely embedded where you're going to be like, oh my God, I haven't been working in so
right,
long and now I feel so
right.
overwhelmed, because that happens sometimes when you've been out for so long. You're
Yes.
like, oh, I don't think I can commit to this schedule. But you being part of it, part time, and taking bits of it, but it's also a useful cause. It all worked out beautiful for you because you were
It
career ready. Your mindset was already engaged in what you wanted to do, similar, positions. Your resume was already up to date, so you didn't have to scramble at the last minute trying to figure out how to put it together. You already
right.
had worked on those ahead of time, and that is key when you have been, away from the workforce in a long time. And unfortunately, as much as we would love to here through sponsors be able to give you those one-on-ones, sometimes it's just not possible because we don't have the bandwidth to do so. But we definitely always send for additional partners and resources where you can get career ready and come back so that we can have those opportunities, because we're doing it on a daily basis.
Yes,
So
definitely, I agree. Mhm.
so here's where the breaking news comes. If you remember from the beginning, I told you breaking news,
Breaking
right?
news.
Breaking news. So what's next for you and your career, Jennifer? Tell
Okay,
us
well, what's
what's
next?
next.
Okay, well, what's next is that, I think you remember telling me in the beginning, me telling you that I have a degree in journalism, and
Sure.
I am finally going to use that degree, and I am going to be the next Unique Career Spotlight host.
Yay! That's
Yay!
right. So after this segment, your
Mhm.
face for Unique Career Spotlight is going to be Jennifer Bond. So and that, absolutely. So I encourage all of you guys, all of your individual members from this community to please support and share your comments, send in great vibes of celebration as well as support. But not only that, share with her your unique career
Yes,
trajectories, and so
yes,
that we can continue to evolve and broadcast to the world and to the military spouse community. What a great way for different individuals, because there's different career trajectories nowadays. Do you find yourself now, Jen, being identifying that there's so many careers that I never thought I could do that, right?
so many, yes, and I didn't even think about it, absolutely, and I'm so excited to work with to interview other military spouses and to get the word out and share with the other spouses, like, wow, look at all the creative things now in 2022, the jobs that are available that, are gonna be awesome for our, community.
Right. So, yes. So, congratulations. So, Jennifer Vine is our unique career spotlight in the next the next segments. So again, for this summer, we're going to keep her busy, and she's going to be our new face out here. And thank you so much for you sharing this very unique career spotlight, your trajectory, your lifestyle, how you started, from obviously your degree, but also homeschooling your kids. That those are very useful tips and
Mm.
tricks that you share for military spouses, how to go back and re-engage in the community. So anything else you want to share for before we time out?
Well, I just want to say thank you, Laura. Thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for believing in me and seeing potential, and just the opportunity to be a part of this awesome military spouse force group. I look forward to sharing with all the spouses in the coming months and in the summer.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for your time. And this is our unique career spotlight. Again, please send Jen our your shout outs and warm welcoming notes, as well as your unique careers, so that we can showcase you here and tell the world what an incredible career you have. It would help you expand your network, but also enlighten and support other military spouses who might be struggling to identify where they fit. And by learning about your unique career, they might say, hey, that's the route I want to go. That's a job that I think I can do myself. That's what I always wanted to do. How do I do that? And by listening to your story, it's a great way to get motivated, or just simply identify where the starting point is. So thank you, Jen, for sharing. And I keep calling you Jen, so I
You
apologize,
can know, you can call
Jennifer.
me Jen.
Thank you, Jennifer, for sharing with us your unique career spotlight. We see you in a few more days with your own very interview, and we look forward to supporting you in your career growth.
Sounds great. Thanks.